All right, my last masterclass of the year. Are we drifting aimless? How life is. All right. You know, guys, we're here celebrating success. Come on in, everybody. Drop your questions in the chat. Drop any questions that you guys have had all week. I want to thank everyone for joining me today. Y'all know I got a party, so the party music is behind me. And what we're going to be discussing, let's dive in. We don't want to waste anybody's time. Welcome to the CEO Masterclass. I am your guide, Rachel L. Gary, and I talk to leaders, inspiring leaders, or those who are looking to grow and be the CEO of their life. Who's the CEO? The person that is clear in their actions, empowered by their choices, and owns their direction. Let's get started on what we're talking about today. We're moving towards goals, or are we drifting aimlessly? Today we're going to set the foundation for the journey. Think of this as your GPS to success. Where you're headed, how you get there, and what you need to do daily to stay on track. So we're going to start with the first step. Step one, the most crucial step, defining where you're going. For GPS, what do you have to do? Put the destination in there in which you're trying to get to. That's the same coordinates that you have to use for your life. We're not talking about just going to the grocery store goals, just making a little more money goals. We're talking about that one thing that is overarching in your life that you know will set you on a trajectory of complete and utter success. That one big why. Last week we talked a little bit about my why. So I'm giving this as an example of what I mean by that big why. My big why has been for 20 years the exact same. I want to be a person that my children feel, know, can be proud of. I want to be that person that they could be proud of. So that has been my overarching goal for 20 years. Your why has to be that big. You have to want to do whatever your ultimate goal is. That's the GPS. In the chat, guys, what is that big why? That big thing that you want on your life. And I want to set the stage. When we're talking about this big why, we're talking about that one thing that 20, 30 years from now, you can look back on and say that today was the day that I took control. I was clear. I was empowered. And I'm owning my direction with that one goal. So if you don't know where you're going, it's going to be very difficult for the next two steps. So to step two, I charted the path to that goal. At everything around it. So just like for GPS, when you put your coordinates in where you want to go, no matter how many turns that it takes you on, the ultimate goal is to get to your destination. Hey, that's if you got a good GPS. We know that GPS sometimes cannot get you to your destination successfully. Sometimes you're around the corner. Sometimes it tells you to go around the back. That is just how life is. There's going to be some obstacles. There's going to be some wrong turns. There's going to be things that are going to divert your attention and not going to allow you to move forward in your greatness. However, with that overarching of where you're going, you're going to reroute and get back to where you want to be. So that why is the why you drop it in the chat. Once you have decided what your destination is, the next step is to chart the course. So when we're charting this path, it's now we're getting in our car. We've decided where we're going, and now let's get in our car. So to get in your car for your goals, we got to break your goals down. Get in your car and just arrive at your destination. It's just like GPS. You got to go turn by turn. So what are the turns in which you're going to take to get to your ultimate goal? That ultimate destination, that big why, the thing that your GPS is set for. Those are the small, actionable steps. Now, those could be the steps of, I'm going to the grocery store. So let's say that you want to be a cook. You say you want to be a chef. You decide that you're going to start creating recipes. You're going to look at recipes. You're going to add some things to it. So your first step would be that you're going to sit and think. You're going to write that all down. Why? Because how are you going to get there? Your turns. These are your turns. These are the turns, guys. These are the turns you're going to make. So are you going left? You're going right. You're going straight. But on the same token, you have to have understanding what is right, what is left, and what is straight. When you feel yourself getting ready to tell a fairy tale, a lie, whatever we want to call it, you are going to divert and just tell the truth. Second small goal was for me to be a person they were proud of. I had to get them off the air mattress. So that meant I had to have a plan for getting them off the air mattress. So you guys, if you understand, the larger goal was to be the person that they were going to be proud of. The smaller steps end up being their own milestones. And this is how you get to, because your first turn is to the corner. So when you get to the corner, what is your next turn? And the third thing that we're going to do is you got to be committed. You can't just be committed today. This is not a one day conversation, a one day course, a one day moment of action. This is a constant every day that you're moving closer to your why. Holding yourself accountable. Being consistent. Being committed. And that's a lot about what we talk about in the 7-day challenge, right? You have to be on the path to success for your success. How do you get successful if you're not willing to decide what you want to do, put a plan together to do it, and hold yourself accountable to making sure it gets done? If you don't get in the car, don't put in the key, don't make those turns, you're still at home. Stop in our minds. They stop on the paper. So we have our why. So our why is when we put it down on the paper, we're inspired. We're motivated. We're gonna do it. Then when it's time to get in the car, that's when you write those, when you're breaking it down. That's where we sometimes fall apart. But that's okay that you fall apart. It's knowing that you need to get in a community of people who are trying to be successful just like you. That's what CEO Habits was all about. It's been all about from the very beginning of having like-minded individuals who are ready for success, having a burning intention to succeed. Success is our birthright. And I don't think I feel like squandering my birthright. So we want to make sure that we're committed to the growth. So drop it, let me know. What does commitment look like to you? Because commitment means different things for different people. Consistency. What does that look like to you? What is the why? The why, the steps, the movement, the consistency, the commitment. Things will happen. This is not saying that failure isn't part of it. Failure is a learning lesson. Just like when we're driving the car. We're driving around. GPS takes us around the back. We know that the front is where we're going. So just because GPS took us around the back, we're going to reset, back up, and come to the front. That's just like a failure. We fall, but we don't stop because we still got a place to be. So if the place to be is your why, there's no roadblocks. We all drive. And it doesn't matter what city you in, what state you in, no matter where you are. When you're driving, there's roadblocks, there's construction. What do you do when you're in your car? You don't just say, I'm going back home. So if you're not going back home, when you're driving to somebody's house, or you're driving to a place of business, or you're driving to an interview, then we're not going back home on us. We're going to continually moving forward because we got it. Because now we know that what our why is. We know that we got to put our steps down. We know we got to be consistent and committed to it. But then, what you have to be as well is resilient. That's when the failures hit you and knock you down. You got to get back up and be ready to continually moving forward. That is the roadmap to success. I was once a person who had no guidance. Remember, I just told you guys, I'm still on the 20-year journey. Because every day I want to be a person that my kids are proud of. My actions align with my why. I want to be a person of integrity. I am a person of integrity. I wanted to be someone who got them off of that air mattress and they would never go back. Kind of like we'll use Kamala Harris's statement. We're not going back. But at the end of the day, that's what it was about. They've never, ever been in a homeless situation since. My ultimate goal was for them to be proud of the person I was going to become. Because I wasn't that person the day I wrote that goal down. I saw something on the other side. And that's what your why is. You're looking for the other side of what you're looking for. If you're looking to be a millionaire, that means that you're not a millionaire today. If you're not a millionaire today, you're looking to be a millionaire in the future. What steps are you taking to get there? Your ultimate goal is to be a millionaire. Who can stop you? No one. No one. No one outside of you has control. You got the control. I gotta say it ahead of time. You see that post over there? If you can't see it, it's the Gold Rush. Black Friday. I picked the day on purpose. We spend our money on everybody but ourselves. And I mean ourselves is in empowering our minds. If I want to be a millionaire, I'm not spending $100 on shoes. I'm going to spend $50 to $75 on enhancing my mind so I can buy a $1,000 pair of shoes. So we're going to jump into these questions. Question number 1. What key steps to setting a clear course of action when life feels overwhelming or directionless? I appreciate the question. Are the key steps? First, I would say the first key step, the key steps that are needed are first, let's work on your mindset. Let's find out what things are limiting you. So things that are limiting beliefs can stop you or make you feel overwhelmed or directionless. When you're overwhelmed, that means you're taking on too much. So you want to that's why I said small bite-sized pieces. So you don't want to look at your overall goal is, as I said, to be a person my kids are proud of. That's my ultimate why. But on an everyday basis, I'm just working on that small point of integrity. So you want to stay focused on the small task, celebrate that small task, and then you'll reach those bigger tasks. Because integrity, me being integritous, allow my kids for me to be a person that could be believable, and my kids could be proud of me. Being a person who was financially stable to keep my kids off of the couch, that was another small milestone. And once I was able to accomplish that, that was another celebration. So you want to take those things very small and take your time. Question number 2. Do I design a course of action that aligns with my long-term vision while staying adaptable to change? Great question. Very, very close to what I was just saying. So how do you design a course of action? First, what is your why? What is it that you want to do? Whatever that is. You make a list of the things you know and the things you don't know. As of right now. Because as you learn more, there's going to be more things you don't know, because you're going to learn some more things because you don't know what you don't know until you start diving in. And you don't know the things, sometimes you will not know all of the things that are needed for your ultimate goal until you start moving forward. Progress brings about success. That's just being honest there. And while staying adaptable, always be open. You want to be open to change, open to, because I'll say this way, we're going to use Blockbuster for instance. Blockbuster, for those who don't know, Blockbuster was a movie, they showed VHS and DVDs where you went to the store, they were a rental place, you rented those DVDs and those VHS tapes, games as well, from the store. You had to go into the store to rent them. Netflix came around and started doing mail orders. If you guys remember in the beginning, reached out to Blockbuster because Blockbuster had the lion's share of the market. They were the top dog. But instead of pivoting and working with Netflix, they told Netflix, this will never happen. Blockbuster is no longer, and that's why a lot of you guys will have no idea who Blockbuster is, because they went bankrupt. $100 million company went bankrupt when Netflix got on the scene. And instead of pivoting and being adaptable to the changing environment, they lost everything. So that is how you be adaptable. Notice when things are happening, when new technology comes available, when new information becomes available, and utilize that information to be successful. Question number 3. What's the best way to break down big goals into a manageable course of action that leads to steady progress? These are some awesome questions, guys. These are 3 different people. So I appreciate, 1, that you guys have been listening. 2, that you guys have some awesome questions. And 3, I hope I'm answering them in a way that allows you to make some actionable choices. So what is the best way to break down a goal? Larger goal. Write it out in SMART. Specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-based. Write out your larger goals that way. Every day, do one task. Go forward each day. When those days that you don't feel up to it, remind yourself why you're doing it. That's why your why has to be overarching. It has to be huge. The days I did not feel like going to work, I remember I want to be a person my kids are proud of. So those are all the questions I had today. But today is something special. Today we are picking a back cover for my new book, Forged in Fire. Going from ashes to empowerment. So I thank everybody who was voted. This was put on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn. So everybody put in their vote for what picture was going to be on the back cover. You guys picked. So these were 3. So I was on a photo shoot earlier this week, which everybody on my social media platforms was a part of. I appreciate you guys for dropping those words of encouragement, making me feel supported. That was awesome. Thank you very much. So here we go. Drum roll, please. Which one do you think it was? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And the winner was... All right, the winner was number 3. See, that's the picture that is going to be on the back cover of my book. It will be a hardcover book. It is not an ebook, guys. I do have those ebooks available. Just so I can talk through them. So I have the hardcover book. It's always on me. Master the Habits So, master the habits to achieve your goals. This is my goal journal. I utilize it personally. I have an ebook. I have 2 ebooks. One is called Dominating the Leg Up. What is that about? Getting promoted in 6 months. It talks a lot about the task, the mindset that is needed. I was promoted 14 times within my career. And the information I provided there is how I did it. The second ebook I have is Living There, Be Aware. Everybody who watches my social media platforms, you guys see me inside of my project. And there's a lot of lessons I learned along the way. Like how to pick a correct realtor, how to pick a correct lender, how to vet out your general contractor, and the different loan products out there. Because a lot of people think that you need to save 25% down to get into a house. I got information in this ebook that explains to you that with 3% down and with down payment assistance, you would come to the table with no money, buy a property that needs to be fixed up, and with $0 out of pocket. So those links should be in the comments below. And I appreciate all of the support you guys have been giving me on the Wednesday Masterclass. And this was solemn, with a solemn moment. I wanted to actually tell everyone that this is my last Masterclass of the year. I have to focus on a couple of events that I have coming up, as well as the book launch. However, I will be dropping gems each day that will help you still stay along the path. For the 7-day challenge 2.0, I still will be going live the first week of the month for 7 days. That's to support everyone who's in the 7-day challenge. But as far as the CEO Masterclass, this is my last one of the year. I will be starting back in the middle of January. You guys will get a post and will be made abreast. So, as I said, with a solemn moment, I have to make a pivot. This goes to you understanding your ultimate goal and pivoting when needed. So at this point, I have to pivot to be able to stay focused on the ultimate goal is to help 100,000 people find success as the leader of a company, as a leader of their own company, but ultimately to be the leader as the CEO of your life. So I thank all of you guys who have been rocking with me for this last 10 months. CEO Masterclass, please still stay in CEO habits. There will be tips in there. I will be dropping gems constantly because at the end of the day, together we make progress. So until next year, I want you guys to stay successful, stay focused, and be up, out, and moving to the greatness we all know lies within who? You CEOs. The CEO Masterclass is now over. And for those on YouTube, I want you guys to like, comment, follow, hit that subscribe bell because I still will be doing a weekly podcast just for you guys. I will be having guests there that will be adding their expertise to help us be successful as the CEO of my life. I want to thank you guys for watching, subscribing, and keeping yourself in the forefront of being the person who's on the road to success. And hit that notification bell, like, comment, follow, and share. Until next week, the CEO Masterclass is now closed.